I have been on like a podcast crazy thing today. I am at an event, at the Bamboo co-working space. They're doing a small business Saturday expo. So many people, and I get the opportunity to get to interview almost everybody that is here, get to talk to them, ask them some fun questions. And so excited. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm dead.
But we have you guys here with us. We are still here with Bamboo Co-working Space, and we're here for the Small Business Saturday. So tell me a little bit about the business and everything.
So we're doing the creative union.
Okay.
We're a group that pretty much focuses on the creative community here in Detroit,
Okay.
just pretty much championing resources, opportunities, and just a path forward that people can actually follow to get a better future. You know, we work a lot into politics.
Okay.
We work into building out resources in communal spaces like Bamboo and such as that. And we work around just making sure that creatives have the tools needed outside of just like even physical, like mentorship, just everything you would need to have a successful career in this field.
So you guys are basically
Like support for creative people. So what are some kind of things that you guys do or give support? Sorry.
right?
Yeah, so like the Creative Union, it's an event series as well. Like that's the main thing. It's like the meetup to where we get all the creative community here to like kind of talk about like the next steps.
Okay.
And I've been creative all my life. This is my little cousin. He started with me. He like interned at the office and everything.
Oh, we love a family adventure.
Right.
I love this. Okay.
So on our second event, we were able to pull in Mayor-elect Mary Sheffield before she even got elected, and we wanted to pretty much just like, show her that the creatives in this city are a constituency, and they have the power to lobby and have laws that go into the favor of the people too as well.
Okay.
And we just opened up that communication channel because I worked in government really early on when I was 19, and then I learned all about this. And when I seen how possible it was, I think it's very valuable to share that knowledge with the community. So when we opened up that dialogue, we also introduced a bill that we were championing that was introduced in September 2025 by 2024, sorry, by Rashida Tlaib, and it was written by it's written by a bunch of people, to be honest. There's one allied music group over in Washington, and we pretty much like championed it, brought a lot of attention here, and then as of recently, a couple of days ago, and the video is going viral right now, but we got a resolution here in Detroit, which is a huge step. So
Okay.
now the next step is we're going to Washington and pretty much like see it all the way through.
That's really cool. I've actually had a very brief, nothing in politics. I've learned very early on in my life that me and politics would never mesh well. It's probably because I have zero filter.
Nothing wrong with that.
But then my mom told me that I couldn't be in politics simply because of my tattoos. Apparently my tattoos ruin. And my mom, your tattoos ruin it. Your photos on Instagram ruin my photos, especially young me did not care. I'm just I like a free loving person, but I was working at a credit union and I love credit unions. And I got a part of this, credit unions have this group or organization. It's like, we call it like YP, but it's for young professionals. And we got to do a lot of cool things. And one of those things was we got to do what they call hike the hill. So we got to go to Washington and then go sit down with senators, congressmen, for Michigan and sit and talk to them about the issues that are affecting credit unions and credit union members. So that was my experience. It was kind of my like, let's see if maybe I missed my mark and this is where I need to go, because I used to call myself back in my Facebook days, because I don't use Facebook anymore. It got hacked and the universe knew what it was doing when it hacked my Facebook, so I could never use it again. But I used to be like what people call like a social justice or social media justice warrior or something like that. I love advocating. In specific areas, everybody has usually an area that they feel really passionate about. And so I was like, maybe this could be it. And I learned that it was not. But I did get to meet some government officials for Michigan, which was I don't think you should meet all of them. Some of them are really cool. Some of them not so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, that kind of goes into like why it's so important to meet them in a sense, because like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we control like the people. The voting really does like decide who is going to be running in office. I remember actually going off of what you said earlier around just like what your mom was saying around like the tattoos and the pictures. Like I personally don't find anything wrong with that in a sense of like what makes a character of a person, like the person's character is really what speaks true values and what they're advocating for. That's what's gonna tell you if they're right for the job, right? And not just what you
Appearances.
appearances are judging. We've been doing that for how long, and the people in office are all messed up, you know? So it's like, yo, I'm more into leaning into the side of the people, like what we really care about, like the real shit, you know what I'm saying?
So when you define creative, what is that defined by?
You know, I mean, if you go industry wise, it's a lot of different sectors. You got videographers, photographers, directors, you got writers, you got content creators, influencers, there's a bunch of different things. I think creatives is just anyone that's really seeking freedom. You can find creativity in anything.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm an author. So say as an author, I come to you guys, what can you do for me, or what services are offered there?
Yeah. So my first company, and it's still the company that houses like the creative union, is called Menace Media. We're a media company. I have like full team, numerous services like content creation, production, marketing, depending on what sector you need. Like we work with a ton of businesses. We produce commercials for like Puma, Pistons, City of Detroit, and like whatever you need in terms of like video production and marketing, that's kind of like the area we stick in. In terms of the creative union, like if you were to come to one of our events, like as an author, you would be able to connect to other people that, you know, maybe even like a publishing company, or even just, you know, someone like us in a similar lane that could help you market your books or your writing, you know, a website builder. It's a ton of creators that come, like, and they all do like a different assortment of things.
And there's like just the big. So how do you like attend one of these events?
So it's free,
Okay.
totally free. We host it at our main building over on Grand Boulevard, Chroma.
No, not Detroit.
What? What's wrong with
I
that?
hate driving in Detroit.
Really? Wow.
It's funny. I have really good sense of direction. Almost anywhere except for Detroit. Detroit is like a maze to me. And also, I hate parking in Detroit.
It's sometimes bad. We got a big parking lot that's free.
Oh, okay. Wait, you just spoke my language. There we go. Now I'm back in. Okay, so it's free. It happens at, you said it's West Boulevard.
At 37 East Grand Boulevard.
East Grand Boulevard. And then do you post like when these events are going to be on social media?
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is well attended. We
Okay.
have over like 1,200 people on our email list. Is honestly organizing with them was how we got the bill to the resolution stage.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a lot of people that are really in tune because they see like one thing that we're really providing is like tangible next steps. Like it's not just like, oh yeah, you know, it's cool to have an event. But it's like, all right, you're coming to this event for a purpose, right? And this is very diverse. Like the second one where they were able to talk to Mary Sheffield and get their voices out, and she, you know, not just took notes, she took action and followed up with us. And then the third one, it was around health and wellness. We gave them a ton of health and wellness resources, and like it was even a giant like yoga class and all this. It was sweet. It was packed. You know, every single one has been like sold out. You know, like at capacity. Just happy to see that. Want to keep pushing it. You know, doing some cool stuff.
I'm so excited. Okay, but do you have to be an extrovert?
No, you don't got to be expert.
Okay, but I might need to bring my emotional support person.
Yeah,
Okay.
most definitely. We'll pull up. We're having a happy hour next week.
Are you? Yeah, I don't know. Thursday. I think I'm actually off on Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Most definitely.
I'm gonna have to find an emotional support person.
And if not, you know what I'm saying, feel free to still pull up, check it out. You don't gotta, I'm telling you, it's chill. Like you
No, I believe you. Have you ever heard of an extrovert? And you've heard of introvert. There's a middle one called ambivert. Or they're trying to call it something else, but it was originally ambivert. That's who I am. Like I'm an introvert until I get like comfortable, and then I can become an extrovert, which is why I have like my emotional support person. This is also something I tell people. I learned this when I was in the young professionals who had to do a lot of networking. I'm not good at networking. I'm good once a conversation comes up in that, but I also learned that it's what they did. We had to do a like speed networking thing, and they put an introvert and an extrovert and an ambivert, if they could find one, in the same group. So basically, the extrovert goes and like initiates contact, right. And then once the other two feel more comfortable, then we can join in the conversation. And that's what I've told people about networking when you're introverted or you just feel really uncomfortable is bring someone who doesn't. They'll be like your fourth person. They'll start the conversation and then you can get in when you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel comfortable, then you could like tap them and they'll be like, oh, okay, we need to go. And then move on to that.
That's a good strategy.
And I am severely neurodivergent. And one of the things that I've learned instead of like fighting it, it's best to just embrace and learn how to find workarounds to make it work for you and still be successful.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's the way to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people, I'm not an advocate for medication. I'm on medication for other things. But I always tell people before you get to that step, find as many holistic or whatever type of things that you can do before you get there, right? Or things to try. When I found out that I was neurodivergent, someone was like, well, do you want to get on medication? And I don't like being on medication unless I absolutely have to. And so I did a lot of research on what things that you can do holistically. And that goes into like my other business, which is Pure Tifa. And it's all about holistic teas and candles and creating a self-care routine for yourself that can help with all of those things. And just learning how to eliminate things, add things into your life. For instance, I try really hard to avoid red dye because that's really, really bad for like people who are neurodivergent, who have depression, anxiety, things like that. I got a lot into bullet journaling because apparently I'll take better notes if I have a whole bunch of different colorful things and I can just doodle on my pages. And there's so many things that I've just kind of learned. And a lot of creatives end up being kind of neurodivergent. And to me, especially like artists, singers, they think differently. And when you think differently, sometimes you can't fit into what is expected in that mold. So you have to learn how to make things work for you. And to me, though, that's when you see creatives who are so inspiring. I'm trying to think of some, Janelle Monáe, even like Sia, some of the people who follow their own path. They may not be super big up there with like Beyonce and everybody else, but there's someone that's always brain function that you will always remember. Sorry, that's one of the things my brain does, forgets how to pronounce words, that you will always remember regardless. Okay, enough shop talk. We have some questions. They're fun questions, I promise.
What young professional group were you in? Yeah, you can pick one, Ju.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You should talk a little bit about the work that, he's only 15. He just turned 15, right?
Yeah.
He started working with me when he was 11.
When'd you turn 15?
November 18th.
I'm so sorry. You're a Scorpio.
Scorpio too.
I wish the best for you in your endeavors.
Scorpios be about it, man.
I mean, I don't want to get personal into your personal life, but you be dating?
Yeah, I got a girlfriend right now.
Okay, you get your heart broken yet? Oh, you want? Okay, good. Scorpios are so much better until they get their heart broken.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Scorpios are a water sign, and a lot of people don't know that. And Scorpios are very more sensitive and intuitive than a lot of people think. But there's a whole bunch of questions you could just go through if you want. They're a lot more intuitive and sensitive than a lot of people think, but they hide it. So a lot of people think that they're fire signs. But the interesting thing is when some of the negative traits that people usually associate with Scorpios, like manipulative, controlling, vindictive. I mean, those are the high ones. You usually don't get those traits unless you have been through something that's hurt you, and you get those traits as a protection mechanism or a coping mechanism, and that's when they start to come out. So that's how I always ask people, like, have you been hurt? Has your heart been broken yet? Because usually you can tell where they'll be. And there are some who, an aligned Scorpio, doesn't necessarily have that. One who's like very in with themselves. But Scorpios don't like doing the inner work that they have to do as a water sign. So it creates interesting things. I love having conversations with Scorpios though. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a very blunt person. Scorpios say how they feel. Sometimes they could be mean, but they say how they feel. And I love that. So I'm like even at my job, I work at a brewery as well. One of my favorite coworkers is a Scorpio. We get along. It's so fine.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Sagittarius and Scorpios can get along really well friendship wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Relationship wise gets a little weird. It's Sagittarius like to be free. And that kind of throws off Scorpios a little bit. Yeah.
I'm a very free.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm also very aligned too, though.
See, there you go.
It takes a lot of work. Okay. Questions.
What trend did you resist but ended up loving?
The train? No, train.
What about the tweak out? The trend is in like TikTok trend, like
Yeah.
yeah. Like what's a trend like did you resist? You thought was cringy at first, but you just like
You ever seen the Johnny Whoop challenge?
Wait, what is? I don't know the name. You gotta tell me what is it?
I don't know. It's weird. You gotta so it's like Johnny. You get somebody else to do it, but every time they do, you just keep telling them they're doing it wrong.
oh really?
Yeah,
And you just get
try. It's actually funny. I ain't gonna lie.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, but I've also learned that younger people are on a different side of TikTok than maybe not so younger people.
I got the quarter zip. I ain't gonna lie, I started liking that trend.
Oh yeah.
Quarter zip.
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't know. I got on. First of all, I was very like no TikTok, but that was when TikTok didn't have a lot of rules and kids were watching interesting videos about people picking up things with interesting body parts, and I was like, this does not seem. But then I love TikTok because my background is actually in television production and film, and so I wanted to be a director and an editor. So I love creating videos and editing videos. Dance trends were probably the thing that I like. Any dance trend, I was like, this is so cringe, and I also can't dance. But there's some that have grown on me. There are some that have really, really grown on me. Although right now I'm leaning out of trends in general, but dance trends just have I was like, this is so cringy, just propping your phone and just, yeah. But now I'm like, this is low key fun. The last one I did, I don't know if either of you know about Blackpink.
Blackpink.
It's a K-pop group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They came out with a song Jump, and the last dance trend I did was the one for Jump. And that took, for other people, probably would take like 5 minutes to learn. For me, like an hour.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You know how to do the uptime, downtown?
No, I don't, and I wanted to. And then I tried it one day, and I was like, no. I tried, like my brain just couldn't compute it at all. Yeah, like I don't know. My brain was like, no, we can't do this.
Bro.
I'm not going to embarrass myself on this podcast. It's bad.
Can I see?
No. No. No, I've learned the hard way that there's a certain, like, my mom is born and raised in the islands. So like trends where like hips are moving, things like that, I can get better. Trends that require actual dancing skills, you don't have to get that to somebody else. All right, but what was your question?
Question is, what's something no one sees but take the most energy? I'd say maybe communication. You know, like no one sees how much, at least for me personally, like, communication takes a lot of energy, especially if it's a harder conversation. But I always like getting over that hump. And I think when it comes to social media specifically, we're always in like some form of communication, even if it's with ourselves, from just seeing the content, reading the comments, and it's like it takes a lot out of you. I do not like being on my phone too much. Well, my screen time, daily screen time is like 4 hours a day. I want to keep it that way, and even though I'm very busy, I get hit up a lot, I try to get back to most messages, especially in business time, but yeah, communication takes a lot of energy.
No, 100% agree with you. That is something that people don't think about. This is going to sound so crazy. Okay. I potentially, maybe, possibly operate 5 Instagrams and 3 TikToks right now. It's not well. Not well at all. My inbox is someone just messaged me about buying a candle, and I saw it a week later. And even when I'm, because my podcast is still pretty new. I have 12 episodes that I did with my cousin, and then I learned that sometimes family and business don't always mix, and not like in a bad way. You just 2 different opinions. It makes for, like, you can do it better when you don't have an emotional attachment to it. And then I started this one. I've been doing podcasting on and off for years and years and years, but I have the podcasting I have, and when I'm like trying to get guests on, they message me and I look at the message and my brain says, we can't respond to this. Like, we don't have the bandwidth to respond to this right now. And it sucks because I'm trying to get better. But it does, for some reason, I have no idea why, it takes out so much energy. And don't you ever call me. I'm not getting that, sir. That's a problem. I know.
To be honest, I sometimes prefer calls
Do you?
because it's just quicker to the point.
Are you an extrovert?
You know, I'm like, I don't know.
I think you is work.
Really?
Yeah, I think extroverts like phone calls.
I would say I'm a little Uzi Vert.
I'm dead. I quit. I am over. What? No. Okay, but yeah, phone calls for me are just there are very select few people that I can do phone calls with. I also have anxiety, and I have social anxiety. It doesn't show right now. Catch me out of this setting, and I'd be the person in the corner.
Really?
Absolutely. 100%. Person in the corner. I don't know. It's the like fear of rejection or rejection, or like, am I going to say something that's going to make someone, there's not enough time in the world to explain the ways that my anxiety gets me in my head. But yeah, I'm usually the person that's staying in the corner of a room until I feel comfortable, and then it'll be different. But yeah, phone calls aren't for me. All right. So if anybody wanted to follow you, support, anything like that, what are the socials where can they look you up and everything like that?
So you can find us at the Creative Union DET for Detroit, the Creative Union DET. Also Menace.media on Instagram. And this is also a future NFL star. And yours is what?
Oh.
Detroit Kells?
Yeah, Detroit.
What position you play?
I play linebacker.
Nice. What high school?
Go to Harper Woods.
Don't know
Harper
that
Woods
is.
High School.
That's where all the scouts are right now. Who's the number one recruiter right now?
Dakota.
Oh, yeah, Dakota. He's hyped up right now.
Okay, Bless.
Plug. Real life question. What college you want to go to?
I don't know yet. I ain't even started looking at
You're 15.
I know I gotta I gotta
He's
get
a sophomore. Wait, sophomore?
Yeah,
Sophomores is when you start, like junior. No, because juniors when you have to make.
Yeah, you go
you have
Yeah, so sophomores is when you start looking and thinking.
True. I don't think I even looked into my junior.
I didn't either, but I regret that now.
Earlier the better, to be honest.
Yeah. Especially when you are going for like sports, or when you're going for any like arts or things like that, you should, especially if you want to get high up, you should definitely be looking. I have a cousin, he plays for Morgan State. Can't tell you what his position is. Literally forget it. My mom tells me all the time, I literally forget it. But I don't know if you watch Morgan State football at all, but like earlier this year, he got a game-winning field goal block, and I will continuously plug him. His name is Josiah Blake. Go check him out. He's awesome. Okay. Well, what NFL team?
my favorite, the Detroit Lions.
Okay, right, cool. Can't be in the Lions. Where are we gonna go next?
Maybe Chargers.
I accept that answer. As long as you didn't say Packers or Cowboys, we're good.
What's wrong with the Cowboy?
We don't have enough time. But look into the ref cheating record of Cowboys versus Lions.
Oh, really? I didn't know what
Yeah.
Let's say 2014, 2015. It was a wild card game. and it was Lions versus the Cowboys. Cowboys end up winning. Everybody was fussing about the refs calling it. The ref ended up getting caught on the Cowboys bus partying with them after the game. So I'm just saying, other than those two were good. But you gotta keep me up so I love football. I love football. I don't know if you could tell. Like I'm not like well versed in everything, but I love watching football. My anxiety has prevented me from watching football, and the Lions, the fact that they're not winning is also prevented me.
I can't believe they just lost.
Speaking of,
man.
I mean, I've always said that this is going to be their bad year, and then next year it's going to be really amazing. Like, I mean, even really great teams, because I think Lions are a really great team now, have years where they struggle, where just pieces just aren't fitting together, and then they come back and then they kill it. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. Thank you guys for being on here.
Thank you for having us.
I feel so special because I have a future NFL star that just was on my podcast. So great. All right. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm Denzel Turner. I'm a marketing professional by experience and by trade, but I am also the founder and creator of Black Fridays, which started as a podcast platform where I wanted to have a mission to be able to empower and uplift our Black-owned businesses in the Metro Detroit community and beyond. And I've had the pleasure of being able to do that in a podcast format for the last 5 years. And so release every week with a new Black community leader and or business leader, and being able to have engaging conversations about their backgrounds to hopefully inspire people to develop their own entrepreneurial thing, whatever that might be, or just to be able to think about business a little bit differently from the lens of people who are dedicated to their craft and been able to see some success. So been able to do that. And then also from a service standpoint, I've had the pleasure of working with several organizations in the Metro Detroit area and beyond to be able to help them creatively craft their stories and tell those stories in order to reach the target audience that they seek to be able to connect with. So being able to do that in a digital form from social media content, from podcast production, and then also consultation. Okay.
Our brain's gonna shift.
Okay.
Are those the like Google glasses?
The meta glasses. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you like them?
I love them.
Do you?
I love them. Yeah. You got to get a pair. Okay. That's fair.
I mean, I use social media.
Yeah.
Have you ever read Ready Player One?
No, but no. I'm familiar with the movie. I was about to say I read the book. That was a lie. I'm familiar with the movie. I haven't watched it.
Okay. The whole like premise of it is that they live in a world that's just totally digital.
Mm.
They're still humans, right? But the world, it's kind of like a dystopian thing. The world just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And so they have what is the immersive thing that's going on right now?
VR or AR.
AR.
Yeah.
Yeah, augmented reality. And so you basically log in, you have headsets or whatever, you put yourself in there and they live in augmented reality, like digital world. And because they do that, they forego what's really important in the actual world.
Mm-hmm.
And I love dystopian books because to me they always say something about what could potentially happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I avoid like the plague after reading it. It makes me, I mean, I know that eventually I can. I tell people all the time, if you ignore technology, you are just setting yourself up for failure, especially if you're a small business, if you're a creative, you're an artist, anything like that. You can acknowledge and still use techniques and everything, but you have to learn how to adapt to at least know basics of how to use things.
Yeah.
So eventually I'll get around to it once my fear that it'll take over the world and destroy it
Okay.
ends.
All right.
I know that's an extreme paranoid sense of it, which you know what, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So you still do the podcast Black Friday?
That's right. Yes.
So cool. Have you ever heard of what was it? Interview with a CEO or something? It was a podcast.
Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Love that platform.
That's what it seems to be.
It's in that arena. It's not exactly like that because his is a lot more like it depends on the guest, but his is probably a lot more serious than mine. Not that mine's like comical or anything, but I add my own personality to the show, which kind of which lightens it up. But yeah, Diary CEO is usually pretty like serious.
I completely understand. So part of my podcast is that I also have guests on every week. They can be from creators, business owners, anything, whatever. I had one of my friends on. She's a digital nomad. That was such an interesting conversation. But it is also like the first half of my podcast is actually a pop culture type thing. So we sit and discuss pop culture a little bit intellectually.
Okay.
Not just being like, oh my gosh, because you wear that, but like, how does it affect or what comments does it make on society and culture? Because that's where mine lands.
Yep.
And then we get into the deeper topics of what's going on in society, culture, how that impacts that person. But I also like to keep it lighter, a little bit more fun. I just think podcasts are more fun listening to them that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think that when you have a super big platform, then it's easier to make more serious material. I think that when you're don't, sometimes is you have to find new ways to kind of draw people in and get people to listen and everything like that.
You gotta find like what's your X factor, like what's your piece of the entertainment that you're gonna add to their life. Right.
So like I didn't come up with a podcast that does pop culture and has guests on and gets into those things. Those things exist. But how can I do it in a way that feels more genuine and sets me out aside from other people?
Yeah.
What kind of people have you had on your podcast?
So, recent guests that people may know of or may have heard of is the Lieutenant Governor, Garland Gilchrist. He's been on the platform. Detroit's new mayor-elect, Mary Sheffield, has been on the platform. That's my most watched episode to date. Former Detroit Lion Herman Moore has been a guest, and we had an amazing conversation about his business endeavors outside of football, which was truly amazing. And then a host of other folks that have been able to come through the platform. Some people that are connected to Bamboo, a lot of people connected to Bamboo, the Black Tech Saturdays community. So just being able to have some really dope conversations with people in those arenas. So I've had two former Detroit Lions on the podcast so far.
I think that that's really cool. I'm really big into helping support small businesses and everything like that. When I call this business a micro business. I got a little bit of trajectory and then a lot of life things happen and everything fell back, and now I have like little to none trajectory, which I'm okay with. Sometimes you got to learn how to rebuild, and sometimes what you were building the first time wasn't built on the right foundation.
For sure.
And you got to learn how to do it again.
Yep.
But through all of that, I've tried to always help uplift as many people as I can. If I was good at marketing and networking, I would host events, but I don't ever have the desire to do that.
Okay.
But I do have an indie author bookstore.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
A lot of indie authors, they don't, I'm an indie author.
Physical or digital?
Both.
Okay.
Digital is harder for indie authors because Kindle has like that. And if you want to be on Kindle Limited, which is one of the goals, because then you can get your books in front of more people without them having to necessarily pay. But when you use Kindle Unlimited, you are unable to when you put your book on a Kindle Unlimited, you cannot have your ebook being sold on any other non-Amazon
Gotcha.
place.
Okay.
So that's harder to get ebooks. I do have one right now, and then I have both of my ebooks as well. So
let's do it.
Pick a question. I don't know if I didn't fold them until they didn't jingle. I was a little lazy in my.
All right, let's see. What's one word your customers would definitely use to describe you? Is easygoing one word?
That's not right, so I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would say easygoing. In terms of why I would say easygoing is because I do pretty well with where a lot of people may have issues with performing under pressure or like seemingly pressurous situations. I try to make it as easy as possible for them. And even if it is something that may be pressurous or not a part of the plans, just being able to try to get back on track as much as possible. And then I try to make it as simple as possible with my systems and my process also. So any questions or hiccups in the roles that people typically deal with, I try to figure out how to iron those out before they even come to issues. So every time I run into a speed bump, so to speak, try to learn from it and then incorporate that into my systems and my processes. So I would say easy going.
Cool. All right, pick another one.
All right.
We'll do one more.
What song perfectly describes your business vibe? I might just have to go with one of my favorite songs of all time, and it's Biggie "Sky's the Limit."
I had a feeling you was gonna pick some like.
So now I'm an old man now. No, yeah, I go with Biggie "Sky's the Limit" just because so it says your business vibe. That's just kind of like, I don't know, I use it as like a pseudo theme song to life, just kind of understanding where you came from, being grateful for the journey and the pathway that you took, never forgetting about it, but like trying to always elevating along the way. And knowing that you live the phrase "Sky's the limit."
Understood. All right. Well, thank you for being here and being a part of the podcast.
For sure.
The episode is gonna come out on yes.
For sure. Can I give a shout out to my where people can
thank you.
Okay.
My brain had a lapse. Yes.
All good.
Give a shout out. Let people know where they can follow, listen,
Yep.
all that.
Yes, Black Fridays podcast. You can tap in www.blackfridayspod.com. Also on all social media platforms, Black Fridays Pod at Black Fridays Podcast. Same on YouTube as well. We can check out our library of episodes and all major streaming platforms. Black Fridays Podcast with Denzel Turner, and if you find it with Denzel Turner, that's definitely me. So yeah, definitely tap in, subscribe, and like videos. Drop some comments. Would love to have y'all join this Black Fridays experience with us.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna listen. I'm a podcast girl.
And now you have a new subscriber. Yeah.
That makes me so happy. I need all the ones I can get. Okay. All right.
We are back for our final guest today. We got to meet some really cool people. Remind me of your name again. Jose. I forget names. I'm so bad with names.
No, it's all good. Jose David, and it's loud over there.
It is really, really loud. The music was great.
Yes.
Could it have been a little lower in volume?
I'm just old.
I'm also.
I know it's very sensitive. I'm very sensitive.
I'm very sensitive to sound. Have you ever had like loop earplugs?
No.
I have them.
Okay.
They're like noise canceling earplugs.
I'm horrible at headphones. I should be better at headphones. I need headphones.
But they don't play music. They just like go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I need like I just don't. I lose stuff quick.
Yeah.
I travel a lot.
Mm.
So sometimes it's hard for me to even keep up with tech too.
Mhm.
I'm like, dang, I don't need the biggest camera. I need like the smallest thing ever, just so I can take it with me.
I'm kind of similar. The only way that I keep up with them recently, I have two. There's one they call like Engage, which it helps mute outside noise, but makes it clear when you're talking to someone.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I also have Silence, which just mutes all of it or as much as it can.
That's nice.
So sometimes I go to like a restaurant, put those in, and just sit and drink and eat and read.
That sounds good.
So amazing. But they have like, they come with a little carrying case, and I hook those onto my keys or hook them onto my wallet or something like that, so that I don't lose them. Because if they're not hooked onto something, they're getting lost.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and also I would forget them all the time.
Yeah, I'm horrible at that.
Oh my gosh,
I probably lose my phone all the time. I'm glad I go to these spaces that people know me, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, man.
Like I don't know, I lose my phone constantly. I don't know what. I think it's my brain is just thinking about too many different things, and having my phone is just not.
I just don't need it.
No,
it's like sometimes you're like, okay, especially with the way we're interactions. It's like, okay, I got to get rid of the phone.
Yeah.
And then you start having conversation, you're like, oh shoot, I gotta check.
I am a big proponent of whenever I go out, I put my because I have two, one for business, one for personal. I put them like this.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
But then I'm a business owner, so I got to be on it too. Sometimes like I'm like, I hate technology, but it's like I need technology.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of. I was living in Honduras a couple of years ago, and I literally went back. I went back to the flip phone.
Was it nice?
It was great.
Yeah.
But then now I'm here, and I'm like, I need to have a phone. I need to look at the messages. I need to be on it.
Yeah.
I hate being on it.
I've thought about getting a third phone and having that one be a flip phone when I just want to go like
make the calls.
Yeah. Just when I just want to ghost mode or go back to old.
Yeah,
texting.
Yeah, it's fun.
I miss texting. Like,
I mean, take your time to do it.
Yeah. Someone said, "Why are you so fast with texting?" I said, "Because I used to have to text with a number keypad." Let me tell you, you learn how to press buttons real quick.
Especially not looking at it. You just okay, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I used to be so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about yourself. Tell me more about your business.
Yep. My name's Jose David, and I have a coffee company. So I represent 1,240 farmers. My dad is one of those farmers. So it's literally direct trade coffee,
Okay.
bringing coffee from Honduras to Michigan.
I've heard that Honduran coffee is quite.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
So you got some Guatemalan, El Salvador, even Mexico coffee's getting better. Not saying that wasn't good at before,
Mm-hmm.
but the quality all around the board is getting better. It's improving.
I wish that I could drink coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I love the smell of coffee. I
Yeah.
love the smell of coffee. I have severe anxiety, so and that's why I do teas.
Yeah, yeah,
Because teas, like the herb tea itself
yeah.
has L-theanine in it. So even though it has
Mm.
different varying degrees of caffeine in it, with the L-theanine in it actually helps to relax you.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm careful and I'm not drinking too much tea, I don't get like a spike. I could have like maybe 5 sips of coffee
Yeah.
and be wired and anxious and anxiety attack, panic attacks.
Yep.
But I love coffee and I love the smell of coffee.
Mhm.
And I come from like my mom was and still is obsessed with coffee.
Yeah.
Although she switched to K-Pots.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get her out of it.
Why?
Okay, well not out of it. I love supporting local small businesses. There's I don't know if you've ever been, there's a like herb spice kind of store in Ann Arbor. It's called By the Pound.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing place. And they have all these different coffees.
Yeah.
Like buy beans and
Yeah.
you can buy whatever. And I want her to try some of these.
Yeah.
So I'm in love with Ninja.
Nice.
I love any Ninja appliance right now. I really want the Crispy Pro 6-in-1. Because you basically like there's like a whole like small turkey, put potatoes in, put vegetables in, and you could just cook all of that because it's kind of like an air fryer type thing.
Nice.
Cook all that at once,
Yeah.
and then that container is glass. You take it out, put a lid on it, and it goes straight in your fridge. That's not the I told one of my coworkers that's not the most like me printed food cooking option,
Yeah.
but they do have like a Keurig,
Mhm.
but you can do both.
Nice. That's
And I was
crazy.
like, you should get this.
Yeah.
Because
So they're reusable K-cups.
she has them.
Okay.
She just doesn't. But see, my thing is that she has them, but she doesn't use them.
Yeah, because it's easy just to put whatever.
Right. So my goal is like if I switch your machine, then maybe I can. You know what I mean?
Just K-cups are just easier.
They're so much easier,
But
and
it's
I
just
get it.
It's processed coffee though. Think about it.
So I used to work at a credit union. One of our gifts for like a holiday party was a Keurig. It was a hot cold Keurig. And I was excited because I could get teas for it. And at first I was excited because when I'm on the go, right? When I had to get up and I don't have time, because tea is one of the beautiful things is that tea is a process and tea is a ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you don't need when you're Russian is the ceremony of getting your water, because I don't like to boil my tea in the water.
Yep.
That's a me thing. It changes. So I boil my water first, then put my tea in, let that steep.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool for a second. But then I got like a matcha one, which was fun. I love matcha.
Never tried it.
So good. It's if tea is a ceremony, matcha is like a core. Like it's
Well, coffee's a ceremony too, but people aren't used to that. People don't. We have to go back. We have to go back to time, how it used to be. So that's what we're trying to show. We're trying to say, hey, you used to enjoy coffee, but then now it got switched. And so now they made it to home-based coffee. So now everybody can drink coffee fast, quick, easy.
Instead of enjoying it. And I think that's what I want my mom to kind of go back to too, is that like she wakes up in the morning, she goes, she presses a button, she just drinks it, whatever. There was a process where she used to go out, go to a store, sit down, enjoy drinking it, enjoy having a conversation. And I kind of want to get her back to that because like there's I have like a little small brewery that I work at. I made like a little tea corner.
Nice.
And I wanted to do coffee as well and get what is the cool drip funnel.
We got the Chemix.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know names of things, but I wanted to get them one of that to again because I thought it was so cool. And the process of making something, enjoying something should be something that is ceremonial.
Yep.
And in the time where things are super instant, you lose that.
Yeah.
And that's the basis of like my business, Pure Tifa. It's called like my slogan or my tagline or whatever is take the cafe home.
Nice.
So you don't have to, because sometimes I'm a ambivert. I'm heavy on the introvert side sometimes. I don't like to go out for long periods of time, but I still want that feeling, but the whole feeling of it. Not just, I don't want to just have an instant tea. You know, I want the feeling of lighting a candle and doing the process of making my tea and having that smell slowly waft, and then sit down with my cup and read a book and take that whole experience. And I've always want people to kind of get more into that and enjoying things. Have you ever heard of Jay Shetty? Have you read his book, Think Like a Monk? Such a good book. And that was one of the things that they talk about in Think Like a Monk is spending more time just doing one thing. And just being able to enjoy that. So that's so cool. How did you get into the coffee sphere?
My dad's a farmer.
Okay.
So I was never a coffee drinker either. It's not my thing. Anxiety, or you just kind of feel it like it messes up your stomach. And it's too strong. And, you know, but I was drinking bad coffee. So when I got to Honduras, I lived there for a couple of years, and then ended up realizing my dad's a farmer. Kind of like the aha moment, like, okay, I just do chores and take care of the cow and all of that. But then it's like, oh, wait, you're actually a farmer. Like, this is what you do.
Like, this is a thing.
Yeah. So then I was like, teach me what you know about coffee. Maybe I could bring you here to the U.S. and try to learn that side of things. I don't have much to do with my life, so maybe that'll help me out. So then I spent 3 years with him in the whole farming industry. Learned I was drinking bad coffee. That was literally it.
Like the thing that was messing with you?
Yeah, it was just bad coffee, because you have bad coffee, then you put cream and sugar, so that messes you up too.
Yeah.
If you're, what is it called? If you can't drink dairy,
Lactose intolerant.
I'm
lactose intolerant.
Right? So that would mess me up too. So I would just try to have it when it's like I'm not going out. Like, just have it. Let me enjoy it, because it's like I crave coffee, but I wasn't drinking good coffee. It was just like, okay, I'm going to do it once every blue moon just to have that, feel that taste. And so then when I went to Honduras, realized what was good coffee, started cupping coffee and really tasting different types of coffees, and figuring out, okay, we're just drinking coffee horribly wrong in the U.S. If you can drink black coffee, straight black coffee, that means it's good coffee. But if you have to start adding stuff, now you're changing what coffee is. It's not a bad thing. You can add stuff to it. You can do lavender coffee. That's fine, right? But it's figuring out a way, how you said, is a process, right? To be in that process and to actually do it and be in the moment of. However, in our factories in Honduras, we don't use sugar. We try not to have sugar in the warehouses, because we want to make sure that people are drinking black coffee. Again, just going back to the original of what coffee is.
Yeah.
So for us, it's figuring out how we can create community out of coffee as well. So that's kind of what we're working on right now, is making sure we share the knowledge of coffee and share the history of coffee. And we also give ode to all coffee lovers and people that are already doing it, right? We're not stepping on toes.
Yeah.
Company's been around for 25 years. We have an open door policy. So we're not going to say, don't come in. We might learn something from you.
I think that's cool. I understand that when I really got into tea, especially loose leaf tea, I stopped putting sugar in my tea for a little bit so I could really taste the flavors.
Yeah.
Now, and I don't know if this is the same with coffee. With tea, so I still try not to do sugar. I either do honey or agave.
Yeah.
I find honey is a little interesting to me personally. Honey has its own flavor.
Yeah.
And that changes how the tea
adds
is.
a lot of flavor to it.
Yeah. And with agave, to me personally, it can enhance certain flavors that you get. I have a tea that's jasmine green tea, rose and mint. And by adding some agave into it, I can really get that rose flavor out of it a little bit more. But to understand that, I first had to go back and start drinking tea without it. And now, for me, it's agave. Depending on how I feel, I used to be really good with not getting it sweet, but I also like my teas a lot stronger now than I did before.
It's not a bad thing, though. It's just a preference thing.
Yeah.
And it's a feeling thing. Today, I feel like adding agave.
Yeah. Or today. And I do that. Like today, I really feel like honey. Today, I really feel like I still stay away from sugar. I just don't think, me personally, it mixes well with teas.
What, agave?
Sugar.
Sugar? Yes, it doesn't. That's why, for me, we try to promote just black coffee. Because essentially that's what it is. We're a coffee company.
Right. You want to be able to.
We're not a cream and sugar company.
Right.
We can add that to it, So when we do our catering events, that's what we bring, right? We bring those items because that's what most people suggest or most people prefer.
Right.
However, we choose what we bring to what kind of sugar we bring, right?
Right.
So we have pure cane sugar,
I love
and then we all have stevia. So, and that's because we also hear feedback. Oh, I can't eat. Okay, what can you take? What can you intake? So then we have that option available.
Yeah.
We have agave, we have honey, we got cinnamon. So we got all these different items that we can put with our coffee.
Yeah.
Right? But it's still healthy options. It's still trying to figure out what we can use so that it can be healthy. And that way, when you take it in, you're not saying, oh, well, I drank this from Comsa. It's like, no, you drink organic oat milk or you drank half and half. So those are things that, yes, it's not like milk, but it's half and half. So it's like figuring out what items we can put with our coffee. Because then if you put a coconut, people suggest coconut milk. It's like that doesn't blend with our coffee. So you have to find stuff that actually fits with our coffee that actually helps, like you said, alleviate the taste. So then when you're drinking it, you're like, oh, I can sense the blueberry. I can sense dark chocolate.
You can get a little bit more of that taste. Yeah. It's funny because I work at a brewery. I'm a bartender, but it's a microbrewery. So we do a lot of, like, we have to taste the beers that are coming out. And you start to develop kind of that, it's like I say, like the tongue, right? You start to develop being able to taste different flavors where people can't. But that is really important to know. And I really love that that's the thing that you guys focus on, because what I've getting into some of the tea sphere, and I learned that a lot of people don't care about that. Also, I've learned a lot of people make things way too complicated. My teas and my candles, I try to keep, other than like the chai, I try to keep to like 3 or 4 ingredients. People think you need to add all of these different like wild, rare things to make something taste really good. You don't. If you stick to kind of more basics, you'd be surprised how even just removing a mint from something can change the full flavor profile of that. So I think
it's even the concept of coffee. Espresso. That's a coffee shop. So when you think of coffee shop, automatically you think machines, espresso. That's automatic. That's because it's been created that way. But when you think about a coffee shop, you just need a pour over. That's coffee. Shop, pour, simple. But now these people have this mindset of, okay, well, I need to get the best machine. I need to get the best grinder. I need to get all of this and all of that. And it's like, no, at the end of the day, you just need a good cup of coffee. You need to make sure the water, like control the water. So it's not too hot, because then if you have too hot, then you burn the grinder. Actually make it worse. Or if it's too cold, then it's going to be...
You're not going to get enough of the flavor.
Exactly. So it's just kind of, it's all process. And so if you can get that process down, and you can keep it as simple as possible. And now, instead of having this big machine where you're like having to do espresso and having to do all of that, and it's like, okay.
Have you seen the videos of people trying to like understand their espresso machines?
No, but I mean, I don't even know espresso machines.
There's a creator on TikTok I watch, and she tried like 7 different times to just try to get her espresso machine to work.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
It was interesting.
I can imagine.
All right, we're gonna get into some questions. Go ahead and pull one. Oh, go ahead. No, you're fine.
Passion and purpose.
Oh wait, ignore that one.
Oh, I was gonna say that one.
That was not a question. That was a category that just fell.
Oh, I see. If your business were, oh shoot, I wanted that one better.
No.
Dang it. If your business were a character in a TV show, who would it be and why? Jeez, I don't know. That's why it's hard for me to say, because I don't watch TV. So I didn't grow up with the TV.
I love that.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't grow up with the TV, and like for me, it's like I didn't have time to sit down to watch, especially TV. You got series, and then like, they would come out and be like, "Did you see?" No, because I can't keep up. I just can't keep up like what happened last season. It's too much.
I still love TV. I love TV and movies. That goes into my background, but I don't have a TV in my room, and I follow that rule. But we'll give you another question.
Yes, please, because I'm like, oh. Here we go. Same thing. Movie quote. See?
Okay.
Sorry. That's just not the best.
I picked, because there's some pop culture ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see if you can get
let's
that
see this one. Oh, what's the wildest but funniest customer request you received? Yeah, I get a lot. So we do all coffee. We started off with just coffee. And so one of the things that we get is, hey, do you have tea? It's like, I don't have tea. Or chocolate.
Chocolate and coffee go
They
hand
do,
in
but
hand
it's like, I'm just coffee, right? And so like, it's just, I get these requests all the time. And so, yes, we're eventually going to launch it. We're going to have some chocolate. But we also just want to stay
No.
to just coffee. That's
Yeah.
our lane.
Yeah.
So it's like when we get people like teas, we're like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, we don't know how to do that. Matcha, we don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna add it just because
Because
it's
you,
requested.
yeah.
We're gonna add it because it means something to us.
it honors like the passion and purpose of
Yeah,
your business.
exactly.
At the brewery, people come and ask same kind of weird questions. They're like, well, you guys should expand here. And I'm like, first of all, I have no actual control over what they do. Secondly, if they chose to expand, I don't think it would be based off where you think is the best location. It's going to be based off a whole bunch of different
Yeah.
things. Or we only do beer.
Yeah.
We're a microbrewery.
Yeah.
People come in all the time fussing about why we don't have wine, why don't I have liquor? And I was like, we're a brewery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean it in a bad way, but
Yeah, that's what we are.
we're a brewery. And when you start, this is an opinion and something I had to
No,
learn
no.
on my own. I expanded my options for my business
Yeah.
too fast, and I lost my purpose in doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so now I've scaled back
Mhm.
to just being teas, candles, and the indie author books.
Yeah.
And even like selling things that are add-ons, like maybe mugs or things like that, I'm
Yeah.
still skeptical on
Yeah.
because I really want brand identity is so important. And to me, being known for we do coffee is going to be so much more successful for your business in the long run than bowing to everybody's whim and question about it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So when you think about like, for us, when I let's say customers request us,
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, we want this, we want that, we want that. Like, sorry, we just do coffee. Like, if you want something else, you can do something else because we've been in business for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we really just know coffee.
Mhm.
And I represent the coffee company in Honduras. So I can't come in here and say, we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff because people are requesting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're going to really stick to this coffee, build that out, brand
Mhm.
awareness, make sure that people understand we're good coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Once we have that, now we can start adding other stuff.
Yep.
So we've added food.
Yeah.
We've added food because we figured out we organize coffee so well that people order coffee. Okay, these are the only foods that you can order.
Yeah. Like this is it.
This is-
And they probably go well with your coffee.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a Honduran food. So it's like,
Don't say that.
yeah, it's
Not
Honduran
Honduran
food. Yeah, it's baleadas. You can do like plantains, sweet plantain. You can do chilaquiles or nachos. So there's different types of stuff that you can make. We just made what Mexicans would call enchiladas. So it's like a tostada where it's like a fried tortilla, some beans. You can put some guac or you can put some homemade like pico de gallo
Mhm.
and put some sauce on top with some cheese. Those kind of things, right? That's what we do. That's
Yeah.
just what we know.
No, that makes me excited. My mom, she's born and raised St. Thomas.
Nice.
So she grew up, I grew up going over there, having a lot of our food being mixed more in like Hispanic culture and Latin culture and everything like that, and less being, I mean, honestly, less being kind of more Americanized. They just opened a Mediterranean, I say that in quotations,
Yeah.
a Mediterranean food, but it would be in comparison to our Coney Island.
Yeah.
And they're
Oh.
geeked. So geeked. And I'm like, I eat this all the time. Like my cousin
Yeah.
went there like 3 times when I was visiting. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to eat food I can get here.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat food, but I love eating all different kinds of food. I told somebody recently that I don't think that my stomach was made to eat American food.
Yeah.
Like I just don't.
Yeah, my family's like that. I
Yeah.
brought my wife and kids up here, and they're like, "This is horrible. This is trash." And like, you grow up here, and you're like, "Well, it's not too bad," but you
But
just
when
you just
you-
get that, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "This is horrible," and I tried it. I'm like, "Right? Why did you tell me it was horrible? Because now I
Because
can't
now I
eat it."
can't eat. We do like food trucks, and we have this Thai food truck, and it's interesting because they were comparing it to we had like a sausage food truck or whatever, and the
Mhm,
prices of
mhm.
that and the Thai food, I mean, it's still
Yeah.
pricey,
Yeah.
but it's not super pricey. And then we were talking about the different quality, like the way that the Thai food was very quality and the taste was beautiful,
Mhm.
perfect. And these, I don't want to say sausages, was the brats,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Were so much money to just get a brat. There's no flavor profile in a brat. You know what I mean?
They just heat it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, one more question and we'll be done. It's been a long day.
Yeah, it's all good. Oh, nice. So, one of our motto is actually, or everyone has coffee, Comsa has community. So this question says, what has your community done that made you feel supported? I think that it goes both ways, that we built out a community. And so when you think of a coffee shop, you think of a brick and mortar, and you think someone just came in and then sold coffee, and then they're just creating community because they're creating events or they're creating a space, right? But then you think about it, what have they given back to the community? So what we try to do is we try to come into the community, hear what's going on, and then we try to solve that through coffee. So if we can be a for-profit for nonprofit arm, then that's how we help those spaces. So now we're creating the space, we're creating the environment, but we're also building off of what we can make. Coffee is a $4 billion business. So what can we do to now become that piece, make so much money to then now allocate that to the community that we're a part of? So we're part of Cadillac Urban Gardens. It's a community space. They give out free produce. So we use some of their items to make our coffee. Lavender coffee is one of them. But we give proceeds back to that space. So we're keeping that recurring revenue into our community. And so we're providing space, we're creating the space, or we're adding to the space. And then we're able to say we're using natural ingredients and we're giving proceeds back. So it's just working hand in hand. So we can do that there. We can do that anywhere. But now if we also partner with people doing food distribution. So yes, we're coffee, but now we're part of all these problems, systematic problems. And we're saying, well, how can we be a part of that? Cool. Well, we're mobile. So now we can do food distribution. We can now do food distribution with coffee at all of these locations. So when we're saying that we're not, the community was built off of what we put in first. And then now the community is like, oh yeah, that's great coffee. That's amazing coffee. That coffee doesn't make me feel anxiety. That coffee doesn't make me feel sick. I talk about your coffee. So now instead of us doing that marketing of like, putting us all out there, we're hand in hand.
Word of mouth and
working together. What are you working on? Oh, let's work together to build something. And then now you're going to talk about it without us being there. And that's what's helped us out, is working with community, for community, being part of community, so then that way they can help us.
I love that. I've had a couple nonprofits and just people talk about community, and I love giving back. I haven't had the bandwidth to do a lot of it right now, just because I'm doing so much, but it's high up on my priority. I used to actually be afraid of making money because I saw how evil companies were. And then I thought about it and it was like, no, if you make money, money isn't the thing that like change. Like they say money changes. For some people it will. But if you have a good moral sense and integrity, what you do with money will just be able to help more people. Like if that's your goal, if you're going for that, when you make money, you will just have more resources to help more people. And that has always kind of been my focus. Now it's like, let me get here. And then when I'm here, I mean, I want to help out regardless, but like when I get to this space I want to be at, I could be able to help so many more people in so many different ways. And when I was making more money for my business, I used to do like, I would try to do drives. I did backpack giveaways when I have the funds, and I love doing stuff like that. I agree. I think community is the thing that make or breaks a business. And a lot of people don't focus on that that much anymore. So I love that is something that you guys focus on.
There's two things to me for that, right? So I think mindset, I think a lot of people teach mindset incorrectly. I think a lot of people teach mindset like when you go into business, your mindset has to be great. It has to be strong. It has to be da-da-da. And it's like, no, it has to be flexible, fluid, but correct. When I was starting a coffee company, I told my dad, I said, we can make so much money. I can sell your coffee. We're going to be rich. He said, whoa, that's horrible. Why are you thinking like that? I'm like, because you have coffee. You have
like
good coffee.
this is a thing.
Let me just go to the U.S. and sell it. He said, no, there's 1,500 farmers. If you solve their problem, you solve mine. And I said, that's a bigger picture. So I got to think of all the farmers. I can't just solve your problem. I got to solve.
You got to figure out a way to help
everybody's problem. So then collectively, how do we solve problems? So then we can slowly start helping all other people as well at the same time. And so then second piece to what we're working with community is that we're saying, yes, we're not going to wait till we're a Starbucks. We are sell to Starbucks. We sell to these big companies already. So we're not going to wait to become them. We're already our own company. So how do we help? Well, if we can't do it, we know people who are doing the resources. And then on top of that, what we're saying is not only are we doing food distribution, but we got to go deeper and talk about food policy.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
now we're not just in that surface level of like, and not a bad thing about doing backpack drives, right?
Mhm.
But okay, how do we now deal with education?
Yes.
How do we deal with
Yep.
the deeper end of it? But then in education, in food drives, in all these different things that you can do community work in, how do we create the resources to them so that we can't just solve for today?
Yeah.
We're not just saying today is food distribution day. Here you go.
Yeah.
We're saying, okay, well, how does COMSA become an EBT? How does be able to receive EBT?
Yeah.
Or receive the cards, SNAP cards. So now we become that.
Yeah.
So we can make it accessible for people all the way through. Not just on one time,
Right.
on a one day, where we're just gonna do food distribution. How can we solve?
How can you create like a solution that'll last? I'm a psychology major, and to be a psychology major, you have to study sociology, which I think more people should study. And one of the things they talk about is Latin communities, Hispanic communities, Asian communities, they're interdependent, and American communities, British communities, stuff like that, they're independent. And to me, one of the things that I've seen, I love to watch, I love to listen, I love to learn through people.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've seen, a big difference is kind of how your mindset is. And thinking about how you can not only help yourself but help everyone in your community, like kind of what your dad said, like how you're solving my problem, how do we solve all these problems? Like the feeling of like it can't just be me, I have to do that. I have that kind of coming more from like the Caribbean side of things.
Yeah.
It was weird because I grew up here, which is very independent, and Caribbeans are very interdependent. A little too much in your business for me personally.
Yeah.
But even like a lot of African Americans don't study, like they say they celebrate Kwanzaa, but they don't understand one of the policy or the principles in Kwanzaa is, I cannot remember it right now, but it's the same thing. Like you can't just uplift yourself, you have to uplift your community.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing for people to listen. And I wish that, especially in the current political climate that we are in right now, in the current environment that we are in, that more people understood that like it can't just be you.
Yep.
Having people that are out there doing and have the mentality that you have and your business have, I think makes the world a better place. So thank you.
Well, man, I got to give back. We're a reflection. I don't like taking in. I can take it in and say, yes, we did. It's us. We did the work. No, but this is a reflection of who we're part of community with, right?
Yeah.
Who we're partnered with. Bamboo is a great partnership.
Yeah.
And so it's essentially they're creating the space, they're bringing the people, and then we're helping kind of move people together and collective programs or practices or activities that we do.
Yeah.
So it's for us, it's saying, yes, we're a reflection of who we connect with.
Yeah. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. First question, how can people buy your coffee?
They can go to comsadetroit.com to check it out. Follow our Instagram for any of our pop-ups. So Comsa Official on Instagram. You can also check us out on LinkedIn. And then we have a pop-up on Thursday morning, 7:30 to 10:30 at Cadillac Urban Gardens in Southwest Detroit.
Not gonna go to Detroit one. Me thing. It's not anxiety. Detroit's a big city.
It's huge.
So many like people per square space or whatever. The person capita is very high. It just becomes really anxious for me.
Yeah.
Also, I get lost in Detroit
It's
quite
huge.
frequently. It's huge and it's like all the one-way streets or whatever. But I might come in the summer.
Well, you can come to Royal Oaks. We have our coffee is in Bamboo Royal Oak.
I'm actually here.
Yeah.
I've been looking at it.
So it's here. So if you need us to drop it off, we can always drop it off as well. We
Okay.
can meet you. We can hang out. We just have another podcast and bring some coffee with you.
I've been telling everybody, obviously this is going to be, everybody only gets like a small segment. I would love to be able to sit down with everybody and talk about it, because for the full podcast, we talk about like society and culture. So passion projects that people have. Those are kind of the things that we talk about. So I would love to have more people on. So I'm going to send an email out to everyone to organize that as well. Is there anything else that you want to plug for people to follow or support or anything like that?
I would just say, support your local nonprofit and just make sure that you're giving each other roses. I think people deserve roses, and I think right now we're in a tough time that we're not seeing. We're seeing the efforts and we're seeing the hard work and we're seeing what's going out there, but I think people need to kind of stop and be like, "You're doing a good job.
Way more
I appreciate you."
Yeah, I think that that's one of the things in Caribbean culture they don't do a lot of. Caribbean culture likes to critique you for love. And I recently talked to my friend. I was like, why am I so hard on myself? And she's like, because no one's being soft with you. And I think more people need to learn. It's like, it's okay. It's okay to tell someone they're doing a good job. It's okay to tell someone, oh, I like your shirt, or like your outfit, or I saw you do this thing and I thought it was amazing. It's okay to compliment people, and it actually makes you feel better and that person feel like, you don't know whose day you can change by giving them their flowers.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you could change someone could have been wanting to give up
Mm-hmm.
on something that they were doing, the success or whatever, their business, anything. And you just be like, yo, I saw like this photo that you took, and I thought it was so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to happen more too.
Yeah. People are amazing.
People are.
And it's just it's stopping to drink coffee, but to then reflect on people. Because for me, that's what it is, right? When I drink coffee, it's kind of like, okay, I'm taking time. I'm pausing time, pausing life. So then we pause on each other and just say, man, you're doing amazing work. Because now you people to people. It's just people are amazing.
And that goes into the ceremony of it all.
That's
being
it.
able to just sit and have a conversation and enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on here.
Appreciate it.
Pure Tifa Podcast.